And oh my god, yes, I did indeed see this one. Folks, and this is real, China is banning femboys. That's actually true. China's government banned effeminate men on TV and told broadcasters Thursday to promote, quote, revolutionary culture, broadening a campaign to tighten control over business and society and to enforce official morality. Now that's what I like to see. Too much femboy content these days. Xi Jinping has called for a national rejuvenation with tighter Communist Party control of business, education, culture, and religion. They also banned gamers. Did you guys see that? China actually made it illegal for minors to play video games for more than 3 hours a week. A week! Yoinkers. Truly the most oppressed minority. Oh yeah, right here. Rules that took effect Wednesday limit anyone under 18 to 3 hours per week of online games and prohibit play on school days. Wow. Broadcasters should avoid promoting vulgar internet celebrities. Official concerns that Chinese pop stars, influenced by the sleek, girlish look of some South Korean and Japanese singers and actors, are failing to encourage China's young men to become masculine enough. The party is also tightening control over celebrities. Broadcasters should avoid performers who, quote, violate public order or who have, quote, lost morality. 1.4 billion people. Jesus. A popular actress, Zhao Wei, has disappeared from streaming platforms without explanation. Her name has been removed from credits of movies and TV programs. Damn, it's actually a little bit like 1984, a little bit, actually. It actually is a little bit like actually 1984. A little bit. Can we call China fascist? Guys, China is objectively fascist. And it has been for a long time. Xi Jinping's party has long abandoned the principles of Mao. They actually moved away from it. Right now, what they're concerned with is, guys, what's the simple definition of fascism? Palingenetic ultranationalism. They're literally calling for a national rejuvenation to protect the national culture. It's literally palingenetic ultranationalism. It is by definition, it's right there, 1-to-1, you know? Palingenetic, right? Not palingenic, it's palingenetic. Palingenetic means like a great reawakening, like a resurgence, you know? Man. I can't believe they're banning femboys to promote masculinity. Let's do it, folks. You know it's my favorite thing around. They love it, they hate it. It's the 14 Points of Fascism by Umberto Eco. Let's go. The cult of tradition. Yes, objectively, this is what they're doing. Xi Jinping and the CCP have been making very pointed efforts to undo the Cultural Revolution by revitalizing Chinese interest in ancient Chinese antiquity. Did you know that? Did you know that? Mao and the Cultural Revolution were all about destroying Imperial China in favor of a new Chinese culture. Now they're undoing that and saying, actually, the ancient Han Chinese imperial virtues, the aesthetic of the past, that is what we should be worshipping. Kind of like what Nazis do with the Nords, or the ancient Aryan people who were all 20 feet tall or whatever. You know? Did you guys see that recent Chinese military ad where it was like a bunch of dudes in like feudal armor with spears and stuff, and it was like the Han Chinese soldiers, you know, and they were like, the glory of our people, the ancestry of our strength, or whatever. Can I find that? Hold on. Let me see if I can find that. Chinese military ad. Now, you'll notice that this is not a modern military. Look, it's literally like defend tradition, defend the Volk. Look at this. Here's modern society. You have a soldier watching over all of it. We hearken to antiquity. And here's the modern. Yeah. I understand that to us that might seem kind of silly, because there are a lot of cultural barriers between us and this, but you realize there's kind of a problem with, like, here is the glorious tradition of our homeland. As a soldier, you fight in the same shoes as our glorious imperial, foot soldiers did 1,000 years ago, protecting the nation from... It's like, this is identical to what Nazis did with, like, symbolic imagery of, like, the Vikings. One of the core theses of Nazi ideology was the idea that there was an unbroken cultural and genetic link between them and the Aryans of antiquity, like a very, very, very direct line. So, yeah, cult of tradition, we've got that one. The rejection of modernism. Yep, that goes kind of hand in hand. They're explicitly, like, the ads that... The thing we literally just looked at, banning femboys, is about as close to the rejection of modernism as you can get. The cult of action for action's sake, probably. I don't know much about shit in China, say for sure. Disagreement is treason. They literally arrest you for disagreeing with the party. Fear of difference, yup. They're pretty expressly ethno-nationalist, and look what's happening to the goddamn Uyghur Muslims. Appeal to social frustration? Yeah, that's a pretty big one. That's a pretty huge one. The support for the Chinese Communist Party is largely predicated on the advancement of the Chinese middle class, and it is in the name of the preservation of that middle class that they get away with a lot of what they do. The obsession with the plot, China does the exact same, like, Western propaganda. The whole West is, like, trying to infiltrate us to destroy us stuff as, well, I guess as American officials do with the Chinese. The enemy is both strong and weak. Probably. Pacifism is tracking with the enemy. Yep, they're hyper-militarizing. Contempt for the weak. I don't care about the rest of this. It's fascism, boys. Take them away. Take them away. It's fascism now. Yeah, the U.S. military would never appeal to tradition. I know that you're, like, joking right now, but yeah, they do. That's why I think that America is a fairly fascistic country. However, we're a fascistic country that doesn't ban femboys or underage people playing video games, so I'd say we're winning on that one. You think I haven't critiqued America for fascistic tendencies? Yeah, yet. We'll get there. But for right now, we do have the ability to critique our government, which is a pretty nice, fun thing that I like to do from time to time. I enjoy it. If I recall correctly, they don't actually do the enemy is both strong and weak thing. Interesting. I would actually be really curious to see what internal Chinese propaganda looks like with the Uyghur Muslims and with the Xinjiang separatist groups. Because something tells me that at once these people are like dirty, savage Islamic heathens who need to be civilized. But on the other hand, they're like, terror attacks are on the cusp of destroying the Chinese... like nation state. Something tells me that they might play towards that a little bit. They do watch the John Oliver to see Chinese opinions on Muslims. Yeah, it's not good, folks. This, by the way, is the reason why I do critically support the U.S. over China. China does everything, like, everything bad that America does, China does, and then they do more bad things, The reason they have a lower prison population than us is because when you have a tyrannical police state, you threaten people into not doing the things that you arrest them for. And you disappear people. That's not necessarily better, What do you think the prison population was of Oceania in 1984? I'm guessing probably pretty low, because most of the people are either too terrified to break the law or they die before they make it to prison camps.